Good morning. Happy Saturday, or at least it's Saturday when I'm recording this. I don't know what time it will be when you're actually watching it, but happy whatever day it is. Welcome back to my channel, Midnight Makes. This is my little corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting, my crochet, my cross stitch, my sewing, and whatever other crafty thing I happen to be doing at the time. My name's Denali. I live in Anchorage, Alaska with my husband, my son, and our sausage dog, who is currently begging for me. Hang on. Come here. You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Yes, just not like my face. You want to say hi to the camera? Yeah, yeah. Bleh. Your breath smells. Okay. You're a good girl. So, admin stuff. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that has watched, subscribed, liked, sent me messages. I really appreciate it. So as for when I will upload, I'm thinking every 2 weeks. I want to have enough to talk about, but I don't want to have too much where I forget what I'm talking about, what I'm saying, what I need to say, and all of that. I figure I'm just going to leave this to fix that. I'm going to leave my podcast updates, just the knitting, the crochet, the cross stitch, or whatever else I happen to be into at the time. And then I figure around the end of the month, I'll upload what I've been sewing. I've got a pile of projects right there that I've been working on that just need to be hemmed, and then they're done. I'll probably upload that next weekend, depends on what's going on. So different backgrounds. I'm hoping that this is better lighting than in my living room, because there was a lot of yellowy red glow because of my plant lights. It's winter in Alaska, and our place does not get a lot of natural light in the winter. Hello. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. My husband brought me coffee. Speaking of, if you hear any random noises in the background, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so my boys are home. They're all the way across playing video games, so hopefully there won't be too much noise. Also, I'm sitting right next to a window, and we're having a really bad windstorm right now. So if you hear any whistling noises or loud noises, it's the wind. Let's see. If you see me looking over here, it's because I wrote notes for myself. I had a whole lot of technical difficulties yesterday while trying to record this podcast. One of the things that I learned yesterday, while repeatedly trying to record, was that with my ADHD, I have a really hard time focusing on what I'm supposed to be saying, what information I'm supposed to be saying, and all of that. So I have talking points over here. I don't have like a full-on script. There's not a full-on script, but talking points and reminding me what I need to say, what I need to remember to talk about each project and everything. So that's why I'm glancing over that way. So links, I will put links below to where you can find me elsewhere on the internet. I have Ravelry, Instagram. I'm on Goodreads. If you're a reader, I love reading. I've been kind of in a reading slump lately, but I'm hoping to get back into it. And I'm also on Blue Sky, so if you want to check me out there, all the links will be below. I will also link everything below that I talk about, as long as it's still available. I'm working on a test knit, and then some of my patterns that I'm working on are, well, one of my patterns, I don't know if she still has it on the website. I looked the other day and I did not see it. So anyways, so before I get into my whips, my husband and son, like I talked about in my last podcast, are the reason why I finally got onto YouTube. My boys wanted me to upload. They've been trying to get me to do it for years. I've finally done it, and now my son's super excited and wanted to share some of the things that he's making. So I'm gonna cut to that clip which we recorded earlier, and I'll be back. Introduce yourself.
My name's Jaden. I'm her son.
There you go.
And I want to show you guys some things that I've made. And first one here is something I made at school.
In applied tech?
In my applied tech class, which practically I made that out of a block of wood, and it holds your charger and stops it from being all tangled up.
It's focusing on your face. There you go.
Of course it is.
And this was your project to show that you know how to work the machines, right?
Yeah,
we had to do your big project.
We had to take tests, and then we made this. We could either make this, a Shy Guy, or a Hello Kitty. I chose this because it has more use. And then I made this right here, which this bracelet right here got me into making stuff out of paracord. And it is a Cobra Knot bracelet, and it is inspired, not expired.
Inspired.
From the Mad Max Fury Road movie, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bracelet that Tom Hardy wears. And then I've got my little diorama here, which I am making this for a school project.
What's this one?
That's a little log cabin. And then right there we've got a little outhouse.
Focus. There we
go. Probably later today I will put a wood wash on those.
Yep, and you still have to do the terrain and everything.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a photo of those in later when they dry.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Is that all you wanted to show?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay. I don't have any finishes today. I'm also not wearing anything me made. We're getting the windstorm, but it's also like 50 degrees out, and it's like 77 in our house, and we can't open the windows because our windows open like outways, and with the wind, we don't want any damage to the windows with the wind gusts. So I can't really open the windows. So I'm not wearing any knits because I don't want to sweat to death. I am, however, wearing some beautiful handmade jewelry that my dad made. He, in I think September or October, got into wire wrapped jewelry. He's an artist and does a lot of different things. He does painting, wood carving, all of that. But he decided in September or October that he wanted to get into wire wrap jewelry. So for Halloween, he made me a bunch of skull jewelry. This is the necklace that goes with my earrings. He made these for me for Halloween, but I am the type of person that skulls are a year-round thing. They're not just for Halloween and for spooky season. He also made me a bunch of more necklace pendants for Christmas, as well as another pair of earrings and a shawl pin, which hopefully when it's not a million degrees, I can wear a shawl and show off my shawl pin. Okay, let's get to my whips. So, show knitting first. I only worked on one of my whips from my last episode, and that is the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu. This is a saddle shoulder construction, so you start up here. You start here, knit this way, and then you pick up your stitches for the front and the back. So I'm using this as an opportunity to color block, and the entire sweater is going to be done in black with blue sleeves. So since the last podcast, I have gotten about 5 inches of knitting in. This is my project that I work on when we're watching movies. Usually we watch a movie at night, and if you've watched a movie recently, any of the movies that are at night or in a dark spot are really hard to see. So I can't have any lights on in the living room. So this is the project I work on because I don't have to be able to see it. And this progress keeper is a little alien. My mom got it for me for Christmas. This is about to where my pants line is right now, which usually is where I knit my projects to, but I want to be able to wear this with leggings, so I'm going to probably go till it's past my butt, and then I still have to pick up for the collar and then knit the sleeves. But like I said, this is more of a whenever I get to it project. And the yarn I'm using is Loops and Threads Luxe Merino. This is my first time working with this yarn, and I really like it. It's a there it is. It is a 55% merino, 45% acrylic yarn. It's really soft, and I'm doing it in this black and navy blue. These do not have color names, they're just numbers. But this is the Michaels exclusive brand. It's been nice so far. I don't know how it's going to wear, but I wanted to try out a cheaper yarn alternative because knitting a lot of sweaters gets expensive after a while. Okay, my next project is a new start. Next project is in a project bag from Julianne at Lovebird Lane Yarns. I'll put her YouTube channel and her shop link below. I got this in a... I have no idea what just happened to my screen. I got this bag in an advent calendar a couple years back. So this is a WAF pullover. This is from the 1940s by Best Way leaflets. This is a vintage pattern. Being that it's a vintage pattern, it's made for one size. This is made for a 36-inch bust. I do not have a 36-inch bust. I have a 40-inch bust, so I'm having to add 4 inches to this, which means I am grading the pattern. I learned everything I know about grading vintage patterns from Squidney Knits over on Instagram. Sydney, she has an amazing Patreon. Squid School of Vintage Knitting. I highly recommend it if you want to knit vintage patterns and you want to learn how to grade them to your body. So this project, I am using Knit Picks Upcycle Alpaca Blend. This is a sport weight in the color umber. So I'm using, the pattern calls for a fingering weight. I'm using a sport weight because I can, since I'm grading the pattern, I can make my own gauge. So this is making it knit up a little bit faster than it would if it was a fingering weight yarn. So I have finished the entire back panel. This is knit in a broken rib stitch with a really long ribbing on the hem. A lot of vintage patterns do pretty long hems. They like it tight in the waist. But the back panel is done, and I have gotten started on the front panel. I have the ribbing done, and I've started on the broken rib. This is just knit just like the back panel to where the underarm is, and then you start doing the underarm decreases as well as the v-neck shaping as well. The progress keeper on this one is a boombox. This is from Julianne. Love Relay, same as my bag.
Hi. History lesson of the day, because this is my channel and I can and I think it's fun. So, the WAAF was the Women's Auxiliary Air Force. It was established in 1939 by order of King George VI. They did not see combat, but were active on the home front in packing parachutes. That word's hard. Performing aircraft maintenance, doing transport, and doing policing. They also worked with codes ciphers and analyzed reconnaissance photographs and performed other intelligence operations. Members of the WAAF served all across the UK, the US, in Egypt, and in Europe after the D-Day invasion of June 1944. The WAAF was reformed into the Women's Royal Air Force in 1949 before it was fully integrated into the Royal Air Force, RAF, in 1994. Okay, back to your regular scheduled programming.
Okay, and my next knitting project, and this is my last knitting project, is a test knit. This is the Cityscape Cowl by Tori Yu. Like I said, this is a test knit. Whoa, I apologize, my foot bumped the tripod. This is a test knit. So the pattern is not out yet. I'm not sure when the pattern will be out, actually. And I dropped my yarn. Okay, so I'm knitting this in Knit Picks Swish DK and Pinecone Heather. And so far I have a mess. So far, this is how far I've gotten. This is not knitting around like most cowls are done. You knit it differently. I'm not going to talk too much about the construction just because it is a test knit, but I really love the combination of the cables and the ribbing. Obviously, because it's cables and ribbing, it's pretty scrunched up at the moment, but that will block out beautifully when it's done. This is not a progress keeper. This is my cable needle. I got these on Amazon. I have a tendency to lose the little cable needles, and I saw these and I thought they were not only pretty, but they work a lot better for me because I don't lose these at all, which is nice. So the test knit is due February 6th, I think it needs to be done by. I'll have this done next week. This has been a really quick stitch. It's really easy to follow the charts, really easy to follow. You get the hang of what you're doing really quickly. So it does not take long at all. And I am absolutely loving this. Okay, so that's all my knitting whips. Next, I don't have any crochet whips. I just didn't do any crocheting this week or this last 2 weeks. Okay, next are cross stitch whips. So my first cross stitch whip is this kit from DMC. This is an old-timey gas pump with oil drum. I picked this up at Joann's in Fairbanks and started it, I think, the 1st of January. And I'll put in a picture of where I was last week. I had the gas pump done, or I'll put in a picture of where I was last episode. I had the gas pump done and the oil drum. So this is where I am now. I have finished all of the actual cross stitches. The what I put in the last 2 weeks, please don't fall. What I put in the last 2 weeks has been the sky, and I actually finished this at like 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday. If you ever wonder why my channel is called Midnight Makes, it's because I don't sleep. So a lot of my projects are made late at night. But I put in the last of the sky yesterday morning, and then the only thing that's left is a whole ton of backstitch. And I really dislike doing backstitching on projects. I just like doing it, but I love the way it really sharpens the image. So it's going to make this look so much better. I started this in January. I do not want it to leave January as a whip. So I want to get all of the back stitching done this weekend, next week, and have it finished before February, because this will not go into February as a whip. This needle minder is a beautiful Dragon Eye needle minder from Emily over at Crafty Emily. This one I bought from her Etsy shop. I know, I apologize. I gotta stop knocking the tripod. I bought this from her Etsy. I know that she closed down her Etsy because of the god-awful fees. I know she's selling on eBay, but I don't know. I haven't looked at her eBay, so I don't know what she has listed at the moment. But I'll put her channel, I'll link her channel below and her eBay below so that you can find it. But I have been in love with her Dragon Eye needle minders for ages, and I finally managed to get my hands on one. They tend to, every time that I tried to get one, they were already sold out. So I got lucky this time around. As for how much I stitched on this in the last 2 weeks, I do not count paper patterns. I don't have time to sit and count each individual stitch. So I have no idea how much I did. A lot, because that is a lot of full coverage stitching. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, that's it with this one. So my next project, I was actually watching Emily from Crafty Emily on YouTube. I am way behind on floss tubes. When I'm not cross stitching, I don't tend to watch floss tube. So since I haven't been cross stitching in a while, I I haven't been watching. So Wednesday this week, I was watching her whip parade, Crafty Emily's whip parade. I was watching Emily's whip parade, and I was, good Lord, it's windy. Okay, focus. So I was watching Emily's floss tube, and I was watching all of her or her whip parade. I was watching her whip parade on floss tube, and I was looking at all of her full coverage patterns, and I just desperately wanted to work on a full coverage. So I decided to pick up Hel, Hel. um, she is the daughter of Loki and Angrboda. I hope I said that correct, because I did not say it correct last time. So this is artwork by Camille Frex. I'll put her name here. And it's charted by Thread Geeks. I'm looking over here because apparently I didn't write the artist name on my computer notes. So this is what it looks like when it's done. She's very dark. She's very blue. All the things that I love. This is where I was last episode when I showed off my whips and my whip parade. I gotta sneeze. Okay. Sorry. So this is where I was in my last episode for my whip parade. And I started this around Easter of 2024. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember at Easter service, I was talking to my friend about this project. So that's the only reason why I know that I started around Easter. So this is where I am now. Like I said in my last episode, I had been working on completing by color, and I had started with the 310 black. And then I got sick of it and did a little bit of blue, like a very dark navy blue over here. So when I picked it up this week, there was a chunk of black that was missing here. I put that in, and then I decided I wanted to work on her face. So I came down and worked on it. She has a lot of light colors in her face, and if you don't know, Hel, she is half dead, half alive. So this is the dead side of her face. That's why there's a lot more black in it. So I worked on her face for a little bit, and then I decided to do some work on the background, and I picked up this really pretty teal color, and I'm just putting that in right now. Sorry, I knocked the tripod again. I apologize. The needle minder is also from Emily, Crafty Emily. This is one of the Needle Minder of the Month clubs. I don't remember which month. I highly recommend her Needle Minder of the Month clubs. Her needle minders are amazing. So last video, I was sitting at 3,641 stitches complete, which equals to be 17.84% of the pattern complete. This is a pretty small pattern. If you can see this red line, that's the halfway mark. So I stitched between Wednesday, catching up on Emily's videos, and Thursday, I stitched 1,035 stitches, which brings my new total to 4,676 stitches complete, which is 22.91% of the pattern complete. I really love this pattern. I really like dark, creepy stitches. And I've been kind of toying with the idea of trying to finish this year. I would have to do about 1,300 stitches a month to be able to complete it in December. I don't want to commit to that because, yeah, I stitched, you know, a little over 1,000 stitches in 2 days on this, but I tend to hyper focus on a project for a while, get bored of it, and then put it away and then not touch it for months. And sometimes I'll go months without even touching any of my cross stitch whips. So I don't know if it's feasible, but I'm just going to keep working on her until I get bored of her, and then I'll put her away, and we'll see what happens. So that is all my whips. As for plans for the next 2 weeks, I want to finish my cityscape cowl, which is a test knit, so I have to have it finished. The old-timey gas pump needs to be finished, and obviously I'm going to work on hell. And if possible, I'd like to finish my WAAF pullover. We'll see if I have time. And then I went on to ThreadGeek's website, which I know I should not do because I cannot control myself when I go on there. Well, I went on and found a pattern and bought the said pattern, but I only bought one, which for me, I'm working on it. Usually she has sales where you can buy so many and get you get so many for the price of so many. I don't remember what it is at the moment. So I managed to control myself to one project or one pattern. But after talking in my last episode about how I don't want to start any projects this year, I just want to finish cross stitch projects. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And also, I realized while editing my video, I'm missing projects. I'm missing cross stitch projects that are going. I know I have more. I have a ottoman that I keep my cross stitches in, and I think they're buried in the bottom of it. So I'm missing projects. They'll come out eventually when I find them and when I get around to it, and I'll show them off on the podcast. But I do want to hold myself to getting completions. So I to be able to start this pattern, which I will show it right now. This is the pattern that I got. Trying to hold it without getting the glare on my tablet. But this is the little Scotty pattern. The designer is Ingrid Tussell. And I put the name over here. Charted by ThreadGeeks. So I love it. It is so gorgeous. So to be able to start this one, I have to finish a project that I brought with me into 2025. And my old-timey gas pump cross stitch does not count because I started that January 1st, 2025. So when I finish the old-timey gas pump, I'm going to pick up one of my my projects that I brought into the year that's close to a finish. I have quite a few that are close to finishes. And if I buckle down, they'd be done in no time. There's fiber from one of my projects in my eye. So my goal is to finish for this next 2 weeks, finish the old-timey cross stitch, hopefully this weekend / beginning of next week, pick up another project, work on getting that finished so that I can start this beautiful project. So that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. I can tell I did way better with this recording than I did yesterday when I was trying to record. I will definitely have to do the talking points, focus points for the rest of the videos. It helps keep me on track. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. That feels weird to ask people to do. Anyways, I am going to go do some sewing. I have some hemming that I want to do to finish projects, and I've got a pair of pants that I want to sew. So, like I said, I will be posting my what I sewed in January, either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometime next week to show you what I did. All right. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.